Welcome to Galactavibe, our first ever episode where we're going to play Dungeons and Dragons live with you guys, helping us use our own adventure as we go. This is our first time ever trying to set up and do this with you guys. We've got this really cool software that allows us to all be on screen. Kyle's already yawning like he's bored. What the heck, man?
What are you doing?
But check this out, everybody. This is going to be really cool. So look, we can see all of our point of view here. I'm going to switch it like this.
Yeah.
We can have all of our dice on screen. So hi, I'm going to be going by the name Olinsalot. That's my very first ever Dungeons and Dragons name that I came up with when I was a kid. My middle name is Olin, and so I'm going to go with Olinsalot. It's like Lancelot of Knights of the Round Table. And today we're going to have Gage is going to be our dungeon master. He knows everything. So
I'm going to be running the game and everything, doing all the rules and coming up with all the monsters and encounters and stuff. It's going to be awesome.
Now, we have kind of some funky backdrops, like Gage's office is all cleaned out. He's got his tripod sticking up there in the view and all that. But that's because we actually sold the house last week and we're getting ready to move. It's going to be a little bit interesting and stuff as we go along. But Luke's down in his office as well. And we can even switch it around. So even as Luke rolls the dice and everything, show him how that works. You got an overhead view.
Right. So you have the overhead view. And you can get in on the action here.
That's right. We can switch to this and see everybody's view. So like right below me is my dice. It's kind of like shuffled around, but I think I can even move it so that like, let's see, we'll go like this and I can put Luke up above his dice. Yeah. I can put Gage's dice above him, and then Kyle's is next to himself. Look at that. So that's you can see right as I roll over here, you can see right below me.
See me, you can see me roll my dice.
Yeah, so maybe we could do this view if we wanted to when we start rolling everything. So we'll just, okay, I'm going to pop these off for a second. This is cool because we're live playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we've already got some comments going on over here. So everybody, we want you guys' involvement to help us out to choose our adventure, where we go, what we come up with. In fact, Luke doesn't even have a character name. So Luke, start getting some ideas here.
You guys will have to throw me some ideas for a character name. I don't have any made up yet. I'm still thinking.
So everybody give some ideas to Luke to what his character name or nickname could be. Case says that Gage is the favorite. Richard says he's to play Dungeons and Dragons. We're actually live on the Facebook page and Galactavibe on YouTube right now.
Oh, cool.
Got everybody here, Tom the gardener. So yeah, we're going to be shouting out all your comments. I'm going to be checking them out. So when we reach a decision in the game live, when we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you guys can tell us what you guys think we should do next. It's going to be super fun. So start throwing out your ideas. Hi, creative cracklers. Tell us what you think. First of all, Luke's character name should be over here. Because right now he's just Luke. I'm a Lancelot. Kyle's middle name is Ryler. And Gage, you need like a DM character name too, I think, almost.
The Dungeon Master. I could do something like that.
Right. Okay, so let's start coming up with it. I'm going to go ahead and throw our stuff on screen so you can see us rolling our dice. Gage is the Dungeon Master. So we're going to, let's see, we got Luke's going to be right under him, Gage's dice under him, and Kyle's is across the bottom. Now let's come up with our characters. We've got our blank character sheets here.
Yep. So I Gage, just have these ones in front of me as like a demonstration sort of thing. So first, we just got to come up with the general idea for your characters. Like, what do you want to play as in the party? We got to keep in mind all of the synergies that you all want to have. Like, we need a good support character, a tank, and then like a main attacker. So what do you guys kind of want to play as your character?
I see. Dad has been always pretty good as like a wizard. But
yeah, I think I want to go like a spellcaster, straight up like use just like magic the whole way through as much as I can. A lot of times when I play Dungeons and Dragons, it's like everybody just goes straight for the battle axes and wants to chop their way through. And I kind of like to use my brain and use my creativity and everything to see what I can come up with. So maybe
so a good class for that would be like a wizard of some kind. Yeah, and I know that you like to use like mind manipulation stuff, so maybe like an illusion wizard would work really well.
Okay.
That one has a lot of really fun implications to that.
So this is going to be really fun. So as we come up with the characters each here, you guys can also see how we do that. So I've got my name on the character sheet, a Lancelot right here. So I would say, what am I going to put for my class and level?
So for your class and level, just put Wizard 5. We're going to all start at level 5.
Start out level 5? Cool.
Yes.
Wizard, level 5.
And we'll keep in mind you're going to be an illusion wizard.
Okay.
So I can even go back here and pull out my player's handbook. Pull it out, and I can show you guys the different classes and stuff here.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
So,
Luke, what kind of character do you think you want to be?
So I do like to play like paladins. Paladin, do have a paladin class in the other campaign.
Okay.
But it would be cool to be something that can like transform to other stuff. Like I know there is a class where you can transform or shapeshift into animals. That would be cool.
Oh,
Or
a
I could
druid?
go-
Okay.
Yeah, I could go a druid.
Gage, your volume's still super loud. If you could adjust
Okay.
that while we're talking.
All right.
But also I don't know, because I could go for like mystical druid. Like I could go for more like golems and stuff, or I could go natural where I can get turned to a bear or a spider or other stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure, depending on what you guys want to play, if that will even work out within what characters we're using.
Okay.
But I don't know. It just depends on what Kyle wants to
I think
do.
that'd be cool if you could like shapeshift into different beasts and be adaptive and grow giant size and be just kind of like brute force
Yeah.
dude or whatever. That would be
So
really
yeah,
cool.
if you wanted to be, there's one called the Moon Druid, which is
Moon
mainly
Druid? Okay.
based around transforming into animals and stuff. It's called Wild Shape, so you can wild shape into a lot stronger animals, and eventually, I think at level 10, you can actually turn into elementals. So that could be really fun.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, cool. Yeah,
that would be
I'll keep that in mind.
that could be used as a good tank class. if
That
you
that
wanna
might
do
be
it like
good.
that.
Good, because I could go big, or I could also go smaller too if I wanted.
Right,
I
and
could
then you
go
also
to a
have the
small
other side
animal.
of being good, of being able to cast spells, a lot similar to Dad, but more based around nature and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So what kind of class is that? What should he write down?
So go ahead and put down Druid. I think Druid
Druid?
is the best
Okay.
one for that.
Richard says your name should be Cookie. Gage, your volume's still really loud, way louder
Okay.
than the rest of us, bud.
Okay.
If you could go into your settings and just those down, and then
Druid
maybe just not project your voice quite so hard.
Okay.
Kyle, what are you gonna be, dude?
I kind of want to be a mix between like I'm not sure, like a fighter and a wizard kind of, so I can still like throw spells and stuff, cast spells, but I can still carry weapons like a sword and an axe, stuff
Okay.
like that.
What do you call that, Gage? What kind of,
something like that would be like a mix between a fighter and a wizard. So there are two classes that come to mind. There is paladins, so they're like sort of divine magical fighters.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, that's
also
cool.
warlocks. There's a type of warlock called the Hexblade, which is mainly based around using weapons and things like that. And then one more in the fighter. It's called a Eldritch Knight. These guys
cool.
right
That would
here.
be cool. Eldritch
So
Knight.
so Eldritch Knight. So that's pretty much a fighter wizard mix. So if you throw
That-
those
I'll
two
try
classes in a
Eldritch
blender
Knight.
and mix them together, that's what
So
comes
Kyle
out.
wants to go Eldritch Knight, that he could be our guy up front too. But I think this is a good lineup. We have a wizard, then we have an Eldritch Knight that can also help with spellcasting. Then I can be like a brute guy with shape-shifting, where I can go small or big. I think small would be nice, because then I can fit into small places or sneak my way through as a fox through a forest or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have all of those
versatility
options
there.
as a druid. You can turn into basically any animal, so you have a lot of options.
Okay,
there.
cool.
Nice. Okay, so how do we start this? Do we all start picking our different classes and we got to roll our dice?
Okay, before we roll our dice real quick, we're also going to choose races. That's the next big thing.
Oh, right.
And that's going to help us decide our stats.
Ooh, so everybody start telling us what race we should be down in the comments section and everything, and we'll feature you on screen and give you guys a shout out as we go along. You guys are all watching this at home and get to participate in what we're doing as well and help us choose. So this is really fun.
So go ahead and start trying to figure out what kind of race would an illusion wizard be? What kind of race would an eldritch knight be? What do you imagine in your mind when you play this?
I want to be really scary. Like, what if I just be like a big dark, like, do you know in the Star Wars series when we listen, like Darth Bane was like this big.
You could be a Goliath.
Like I don't want to be too big, crazy, where I can't fit
Okay.
through doorways and stuff. But what if I was like a dark elf or some sort of like a intimidating like wizard?
Okay. So there's a few there. So there's obviously Dark Elf, also called the Drow. There's also the Dampier, which is like a half vampire person. That one would be cool. There's also Dragonborn. I'm looking right here.
Ooh, Dragonborn. What is that like?
Dragonborns are basically like, think of it like half dragon, half human almost, except without the wings.
Your volume is still just the same. It hasn't changed at all, too.
Really?
Yeah, it's your output or input or something, or your the gain on the back of your mic. Just sounds super echoey and loud. So we're working out the kinks. This is our first show ever on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dragonborn, how's that? Does that make my like half dragon, or what does that do?
So yeah, you just write down what color of Dragonborn do you want to be. So there's three different kinds that you can be. There's chromatic, which is like red, blue, green, whatever. Then there's metallic, which is like silver, gold, copper. And then there's gem dragons, based around different gems that are based around like psionic abilities and things like that.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Do the different ones have different perks to them? Like if I was like a red one or
here, let me pull it out.
A blue dragon or.
So if we go here, so yeah, all the different Dragonborns have different like resistances depending on which one you choose. Like a gem Dragonborn, amethyst are resistant to force damage.
Cool.
Then radiant psychic, chromatic is resistant to acid, lightning, poison, fire, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'd like to. Yeah, that sounds cool. Why don't we do that? I'll be like a Dragonborn. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
Awesome.
So I'll go Dragonborn.
We also want to keep in mind, Kyle, for our races, some races come with different language perks. So I'm thinking of doing Elvish or like Orc, because then I can speak to those races. Because you run in like forest areas, you run into a lot of elves or other beings like that, and if you can't communicate, something bad could happen. So it might be good to have someone that can be sort of a translator, but also,
So yeah, that would be a lot of the role that Dad would fill in, because he has different spells that let him comprehend different languages and speak them and different things like that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's cool.
What kind of Dragonborn are you going to be, Dad?
Which one is just like resistant to the basics like fire and ice and all that stuff?
So that is the chromatic and metallic Dragonborns. They're resistant to the main ones. Chromatic dragons are more like chaotic or evil aligned, and then the metallic ones are more lawfully and good aligned ones. So it's up to you.
I think it would be really cool. Could I just be just like a I don't know, I'm just visualizing it like a black and gold dragon?
Yeah,
you could do that.
Okay.
If you in a future stream, there's a reroll website where you can make your own character art. We've done it before on my phone and stuff, but you can pull that up and then we can.
That would be cool.
Show on Facebook or Twitter and stuff. After
we'll make what our characters look like and everything.
Yeah.
So if you want it to be like resistant, so black dragons are resistant to acid damage.
Cool.
gold dragons are resistant to fire damage, so I'll say
I'll be a gold dragon.
Okay, you're gonna be a gold dragon. Got
Gold
it.
dragon. So I put that under my alignment here.
Yes, you would put that next to your race.
Race dragonborn gold. Okay.
Yes.
And then Gage, I wanted to ask what orcs have, what natural perks orcs have, because I am thinking about being an orc. I haven't played an orc before, but I do like them. Orcs are cool.
Okay, so let me pull it out here. So orcs are obviously stronger than other races. So
we still need a name for Luke up there at the top there. Something maybe better than Cookie. Get some more ideas out there for Luke. Okay, so I'm going to be a gold dragon born. Luke, you're going to be like a ogre.
Going to be like an orc character.
An orc.
I could do an orc, half orc.
Let's see, where is orc? There it is. Okay, so doesn't look like there's any art for this one, but that's okay. So
wait, we need to get this where we can play music in the background too, like off of Epidemic Sounds.
Yeah. Something like that would be really cool. I can start working on a playlist, and I can start doing that. So as an orc, Luke, your strength, you're going to be a lot stronger, and you're going to be a lot tougher than other races.
Okay.
Though you want to keep in mind that your wisdom is your main spellcasting stat. So if you look at your character sheet here,
okay, that's fine. I'm not planning on having two. I mean, oh wait, I don't know. I'm not sure how that will affect my a druid class, because that could highly affect my druid class. I might need to go for someone else.
Yeah. So if you want to start thinking about more wise races, something like that, I can help you look for one too.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any ideas? Because I could go for something like I don't know.
Kyle, while he's thinking about that, what do you want to be?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to be like a human, or I just want to know like which of the cool types.
We're kind of turning into a little band of misfits. Like I'm a gold dragon. Luke's gonna be an ogre.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I might need to go for a goblin. Are goblins decently smart?
Goblin, usually not. Goblins are more dexterous and based around being like conniving thieves and that kind of thing. Though it could still work with being a druid and stuff. They're just more.
What's a tiefling?
Tieflings are half human, half devil, or half demon.
Ooh.
So there could be one in there that would work.
Okay, yeah. Let's look at that. I think that sounds really cool.
Okay.
A tiefling.
Okay, Kyle, what are you going to be? This is all coming together. So you're going to be a tiefling. Yeah. Is that small or big?
Tieflings are like human sized.
Okay, cool. But I have double horns and a devil tail and like and I can shapeshift into different animals. I'm basically like the devil, essentially.
Oh gosh!
I'm pulling up the picture here. So this is sort of what you look like, Dad. If we pull it up on this camera, so you sort of have like a draconic.
Oh yeah! Look at that.
That's sick. That is very intimidating.
Let's see.
So cool.
Then we have tieflings here. This is the
those are really
normal character art for that.
Cool. You could pick whatever like color you want your texture and everything to be too, right?
I have a whole customization thing, like I said earlier, too, that we could do later.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, Eric wants to know how old Kyle is. The reason we're not just featuring every comment because it's not even relevant to what we're doing. So no offense, but if you want to participate in helping name Luke and join in what we're actually doing, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tieflings are based around being like half. They're more like evil. Not. I
know what you mean.
I shouldn't say that. But they're just half human, half devil. That's their main thing, and they're very charismatic.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, Kyle, what do you imagine your character being?
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna be like.
Do you imagine being more dexterous, or do you want to be more strength based?
And like, spellcasting, I would think more dexterity.
That's smart.
You
Okay.
can be like a ninja or something,
Yeah.
like really
something like
fast and
that.
agile.
And then I could quickly cast spells on the run and then run away.
You could be like what if you were like a paladin with magic and stuff, and you had like
Paladins are fast.
kung fu skills and things.
Yeah.
So if you wanted
That
to
would
be
be
like,
cool.
I'm trying to think here, what race would go with that? If you're going to be like an Eldritch Knight, maybe like an elf, you could be a halfling. Halflings are cool. They're like, think like hobbits, Lord of the Rings. They're like the shorter people, and they're dexterous, and they have this ability where they're like luckier than other races and stuff. So if you were to roll your d20 and you rolled a 1 on your dice, you just get to re-roll it.
Okay, I want to do that.
That one's pretty good, huh?
Which race is that again?
Halfling.
Okay, I'm gonna do
Cool,
a
a halfling paladin. That would be cool.
So
you're gonna be like a little mini guy, like a hobbit, but
Yeah.
a paladin.
And then if you picked a stout halfling, then you would also have advantage on saving throws against being frightened, so you couldn't get scared as easily, and you're more resistant to poison and stuff.
Hi, Michaela.
So,
everybody's wondering if they can have a shout out. Yes, you can. If you have good comments and questions and participate in what we're doing, you can get featured on screen, and we'll even read your comment out loud. But if you get really off topic and get all talking about weird stuff, you're probably going to get ignored. Okay.
So do you want to be a
halfling?
Stout halfling? Yep.
A stout or scout?
Stout. STOUT. Stout halfling.
Okay, I'm looking at a tiefling name generator. See if I can get a cool name here. That makes sense.
Oh, wait. I'm getting all shuffled around here with my cameras. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, I want to start. Should I start rolling dice to see what we get here?
Okay. So everyone, we're just going to do stats. This is how I roll stats at my table. You roll 2 6-sided die. Hello, grabbing my dice.
Okay.
2 6-sided die. You roll those together, and then you add 6 to the number you get.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to do that for each of your stats.
Oh, so this is fun. So everybody gets to see what we roll and what comes up and how that all works along the way on the fly live. So if we roll bad, no cheating.
Okay.
Right?
Ready?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to roll 2 die.
Yep. You're going to roll
5,
2d6.
6, 7, 8.
I got a 3 and a 4. So what am I rolling for here, Gage?
So you're rolling for your stats right now. So you're just going to write it off to the side, not filling any of the boxes just yet.
Okay, so I'm just rolling random numbers and then writing them down on the side of the paper.
Yes, you're not going to be writing them in any of the boxes just yet. You'll be assigning the numbers once we roll all 6.
Okay, so
roll for all 6 stats.
This is like a really good tutorial for anybody interested in starting Dungeons and Dragons. This is like a good way to learn how to play, just like hanging out with us.
3.
Yeah. 3.
Okay.
So that's a 9.
Or
I
9.
got 14.
We're adding 6, right?
And everybody can make fun of how we all hold pencils differently too.
Okay, so I got these. I rolled a 14. Got 14.
That's good. Solid stats.
7.
Okay, so
13.
5 plus 6 is 11.
Wait, are we adding them together as we go?
No, so you're rolling individually, and then at the end, after you've rolled all your stats, you can arrange the numbers however you want in your boxes to pick your strengths and your weaknesses. So, like, if you want to have strength be your highest stat, then you pick the highest number that you rolled and put that as your strength.
Gotcha.
So you basically
you're rolling 6 individual numbers using 2 6-sided die, adding 6 to whatever you roll.
So 6 numbers, and then you pick your highest and lowest and arrange them in whatever categories you want. Does that make sense?
Okay, here's a few names for you, Luke. Gandalf, Cedric, or Hedwig? I think Hedwig's kind of cool. Cedric
and Hedwig.
What if we called him Sedwig?
Sedwig?
Sedwig.
Luke, I think you should be Sedwig.
Sedwig? Okay. I'll do it.
Luke is now Sedwig.
That's a good name.
That's
I
so
like that
funny.
name. So, for Luke, real quick.
Reaction time. Hear your little thumbnail of your face, like.
I love that.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and right now we're creating our new characters in the game, and so we're rolling the dice to determine how crappy we are or how powerful we are within our character classes.
Wait, what is that? 6.
Okay, Kyle, why don't you go ahead and roll?
Okay, I'll
14.
roll quick. I got my 2 six-sided dice.
I guess we're.
Oh!
7 plus 6. Hold
No,
on.
that's a 1. That's a 1 and a 6. So you write down number 1 and number 6, right?
Oh, no, you add
No,
the 2 dice together and add 6 on top of that.
And then that's your stat. So
So I'm trying to run the chat, so it messes me up. So
No,
I
you're okay.
add the 2 numbers together and then
Yeah.
add 6 to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The lowest you should be able to get is 8.
So I got 13 there.
Yeah, minimum. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
Okay, is that a bit better?
that makes sense. Okay, here I go.
Whoa! What's that
Okay.
thing?
4.
So 4. So I would add 6 to that.
Yep.
So, yep.
So I got a 10 and a.
10.
So over here I got a 10 and a 13 going on.
There you go.
I
That's
got a
pretty
14,
good.
11, and a 13. Well, what's that tan dice?
These ones look like almost like bone, don't they?
Yeah, those are
They
cool.
do.
They're kind of
That's
cool.
So
Okay,
Luke,
my
real
turn?
quick,
Awesome.
I wanted to suggest a race for you. They're called shifters.
Shifter.
They're like, think of like a werewolf type character.
Oh, okay.
And,
Yeah. That's
and it'll increase your wisdom and your dexterity really well if you pick.
How many
the
times
wild
should we
type.
keep rolling, Gage? And me and Kyle will just keep going while we're at it.
6 times, 1 for each stat.
Okay.
So
Oh,
you should have 6
How do you
numbers by
do
the
it?
end of it.
How do you spell
Got
shifter? Is it just
another 11.
how
It's
the
just shifter.
numbers? Okay.
SHIFTER. And then you choose Wild Hunt.
TR. I'd lie, or what would that be? Alignment or?
That would be next to your race. It's your sub race.
Oh, I got a 6 plus
So
6.
each
What
race
is it
has
again? Shifter.
I got 2
Wild
sixes.
Hunt. All one word.
how many times do we roll? 6 times total?
Yep.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay.
I got 18 as my last one.
Nice. That's really good.
got-
The highest one I got is a 13. Oh.
Okay, I have 2
no.
more stats to roll.
Okay, so who's the strongest
3,
so far? I think Kyle's going to
9.
be the strongest so
He
far.
always gets lucky.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
He always gets lucky.
Last
rolling stats.
last roll. Last roll for my stats. Let's see here. 5. So that's
You got
11.
Yeah.
So my highest stat is 15.
Not bad.
Okay.
I'll say if you want to, Dad, you can re-roll one of your stats because you got some really low ones.
I did get some low ones. Okay, I'll re-roll one. I got some. Oh, there we go. I got a 2 5s there, 10, 16.
There you
Okay.
go. Okay, I'll let you switch out your 13 or whichever one for that.
No, 13 was my highest.
Yeah. Oh.
Should I re-roll a couple so I don't just die?
What are the other numbers?
I got a 13, 10, 9, 10, 16, and 11. So I'm kind of mediocre. I'm going to re-roll one more.
One more is good. Yeah.
Give myself a mulligan. That's more like it. Okay.
Okay. Richard McMillan is saying, Gage, just imagine your adventure for the group. Yeah, I'm thinking of it right now. I have some fun ideas I'm ready to do.
Gage has been playing Dungeons and Dragons for a long time, so he's got a whole wealth of old missions and quests and stuff that he's come up with.
I've been playing for 5 years, going on 6 now.
And
That's
Gage
a
thinks that
long
your name should be 20 Gage, but
20
that's I don't know. Yeah, that's like a name of a gun. So
A pew pew.
Okay,
Okay.
so we have our
Should I
classes
reroll one of my
picked out.
stats? I actually got pretty low.
okay,
I got
what are
2
your
above my
stats,
turn
Luke?
minimum. Because I got 15,
Sure, roll- you
9,
get one
13,
reroll.
14, 9, and 11. Yeah.
Are your
If I got
stats
lower,
good, Kyle?
imagine.
Yeah, I got a 14,
Okay, yeah.
11, 13, 11, and then another 14, then the 18.
Oh my gosh, Kyle.
So I'm okay.
15.
Kyle's the little hobbit, and he's going to be the toughest one out of all of us.
And
He's
I'm
the
shortest.
halflinger.
I'm
Yeah,
the shortest, so I'm still gonna
Okay,
be the
that's
one
good.
stronger.
That'll be fine.
Don't
Hey,
judge a book by
Damon's
its
here.
cover.
Hey, David,
Hey.
Oh,
how's
hi,
it going?
Damon.
Damon's actually my brother. He used to play Shadowrun, and we used to play Dungeons and Dragons role playing all the time. So this is gonna be really cool.
Okay, so
Thanks for joining.
go ahead and start assigning numbers to your stats on your character sheet. This will help determine like what your strengths and what your weaknesses are.
Okay.
So Luke, for example, because you're a druid,
Yeah.
you're going to want to focus more on your wisdom stat. That's your main spell casting stat.
Wisdom. Okay, I'll do that.
So if you want to be stronger at casting spells, that's the main stat that you would use.
Okay.
Then you want your dexterity and constitution to be pretty high as well.
Okay.
Your constitution determines your health, how much health you have, and your dexterity will help determine your armor class, how hard it is to hit you.
So I think I'll use one of my 15s here for my wisdom, because that is very important. I have two 15s, 13, 14, 9, and 11 that I can use here. So I'll do. See, should my two highest stats be wisdom and constitution, you think, or should I go?
That's up to you. Do you want to
Charisma.
have more health, or do you want to be harder to hit? That's going to be
Probably harder to hit.
Actually, if you're going to be wild shaping a lot, I wouldn't worry so much about your dexterity as much.
Okay.
Or
I'll put 5.
actually, you know what? It's up to you. You decide.
So
'Cause
what's
this is
charisma again?
Charisma is like how approachable you are and how good you are at talking to people. So while you figure that out, Dad,
Yeah.
because you're a wizard, you want your intelligence to be your highest stat. Intelligence is your main spell casting thing. That's what you're going to use to cast your spells.
Oh wait, no.
And then sort of the same thing for Luke. Your dexterity and constitution are your next two priorities. But if you're going to be the main like scribe and you're going to be coming up with, you're going to be like the main researcher of the group almost. You're going to be the smartest one. Wisdom is also another one to consider.
Right.
Yeah.
15.
So which one's the best for magic? Constitution and wisdom?
For you, it's intelligence.
Ooh.
Brain.
Okay, so I write that in this main block right here.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that 16. And
Dexterity.
then what would be the next best for a wizard?
The next best for a wizard would definitely be Constitution. Constitution, you're not going to have a lot of health as a wizard. In fact, you're going to have the lowest.
Right.
So,
okay.
Constitution
15.
and Dexterity are your next priorities.
And then
Kyle,
I can erase these as I go here.
Yeah, you can cross them out, take them off,
15. Okay.
erase them. Kyle.
Yes.
As a fighter, as an Eldritch Knight fighter, you're also going to be based around like wizard casting spells.
Yeah.
So intelligence,
I'll probably do
your
my
spell
14s
casting
on
isn't
there.
that high of a priority.
Yeah.
So I would just have that one as like a +1 or +2 stat. Or let's see, what are your two highest rolls that you have?
I have 2 14s and then I have 1 18.
Okay, so I would put if you want to be more dexterous, I would put your 18 in dexterity, and then I would put your 2 14s in intelligence and constitution.
Okay, I went for 14 in strength.
Okay.
I have 11 in dexterity, 15 in constitution, 13 in intelligence, 15 in wisdom, and 9 in charisma. So
okay, not very charismatic. Not going to be.
Well, I had to put my lowest stat. I was either that or dexterity, and I think dexterity is probably more important than my charisma, especially if we have a Lancelot here.
Yeah, no, it fits. If you're going to be like a druid, druids are more like nomad characters. So maybe you spent more time with animals than you did people. So
Exactly.
that sort of that fits your character.
I'm a
That'll work well.
so-
Weaknesses are great for characters. You have to keep that in mind when you're creating them. Weaknesses are never bad because it helps as you're role playing in the game.
I fudged some of my numbers so I don't die immediately. So I re-rolled here. So I've got 14 strength, 13 dexterity,
high stats. Nice.
Got a few high ones.
15 constitution, 16 intelligence, 13 wisdom, and 11 charisma.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. That will work. Kyle, what do you got?
So right now I have 18 dexterity, 14 constitution, and intelligence. So I'm going to do my 13 on strength.
I think we lost your camera that shows your dice.
Yeah, I lost it.
It's okay.
Real quick.
Just keep working. We'll just keep going with it.
And
You
then
can
I'm
hold
gonna
your paper
have-
up and show it too.
Okay, I will. And then I'm going to put my 2 11s on charisma and wisdom.
And Luke, you need to change your on-screen name too, off of Luke to what was it?
Oh yeah.
Sedwig. Nice, Kyle.
So this is my setup right now.
Sweet. Yeah, that leveled us all out. So we're pretty much the same, but we have different stats. We're going to start at the same level.
Yeah.
Once we get into the game, we're not going to fudge the numbers. We're going to go with it. But when we start with our character creation, we want to make sure that we're all kind of equal.
It's going to be fun. I like to have my games be a lot more heroic and have you guys be a lot stronger. So it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to work, especially since there's going to be fewer people in the party. Having higher numbers is going to help a little bit.
Right.
So,
okay, Kyle, see if you can figure out your other camera real quick and rejoin the stream there with that one.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay, now what? How do we start assigning all this other stuff out?
So now, real quick, we're going to go through your races, and it's going to be you're going to be adding them to your character. So, Luke.
Yep.
As a wild hunt shifter, you get a +2 to wisdom and a +1 to dexterity.
+2 to wisdom, +2, and then +2 to dexterity.
+1 to dexterity.
Oh, +1. Okay.
Dad.
Yeah.
As a metallic dragonborn, you actually get to choose. So you can choose one stat to get a +2 and one stat to be a +1.
I better up my charisma that I stuck at a number 11. So
I would increase your intelligence by 2 and your charisma by 1. Since your intelligence is your main spellcasting stat, you want that to be the highest.
Okay. There we go.
There we go. Okay, so. And then we're going to do the modifiers real quick. This is the most boring part. It's going to get more interesting, I promise. So on your stats, starting at 10, your modifier is going to be +0, and then the modifier will go up by 1 for every 2 that your stat goes up. So 10 is +0, 12 is +1, 14 is +2, so on and so forth, all the way up to 20, which is +5.
So every number above 0. Wait, say that one more time.
Okay, so
explain it to me like I'm 3 years old.
Okay, so starting at 10, your modifier is +0, and then every 2 it goes up, the modifier also goes up by 1. So 10 is 0, 12 is 1, 14 is 2, 16 is 3, 18 is 4, 20 is 5.
Okay, so if my strength is 14,
then that's
in the little bubble above it, I would write +2.
Yes.
And then if it was 13, it would be +1. 15 would be +3.
Yes.
What about
15 would be +2.
Oh.
16 would be +3.
Okay. So
what about 18?
18 is +4.
What about +1 and +12.
Intelligence, so that would be +2 or +1.
Yes.
Last one. Okay, I got. Wait, does that add on to the ones we already have? So I got a +2 in my wisdom just for my race. Do I? But it's actually 15. So would I add
So that would go
+2
up.
to it as well?
So that would
it'd
be a
+4.
17. Yeah. No, the stat would go up by 2. Go up to 17.
Okay, I think I fixed it.
So that your
Oh,
modifier
okay.
would go up by
It looks
1.
like it's pointing up at the ceiling, Kyle.
Oh, it is.
You gotta
Okay,
flip the
yeah.
camera.
Hold on.
Okay, so Luke's adding his stats up. This is going to be the most basic one that we play
There
today.
we go.
And, you know, we've only been going 40 minutes. If we can get our characters fleshed out, then we'll be all set to do another live stream where we go off on a quest or whatever that we want to do. So this is just the first character development one. In our next session, we're going to have music playing and a whole bunch of cool stuff. We just want to work the kinks out and let you guys know what we're up to and how we're going to be doing this. So this is going to be really fun.
I think.
You did.
Oh, thank you, Richard McMillan. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I've been playing pretty much. I wouldn't say I've been playing almost nonstop for the past 5 or 6 years. I've been playing it weekly to off weekly with my friends. So it's been really fun. I've had a lot of practice, but if you get back into it, once you get back into the pattern, it gets a lot easier.
Cool.
So, Luke, we're gonna go ahead and start with you, going through your character, doing your health and your proficiencies. So, like that's what you're most skilled at doing.
Okay.
So, firstly, just to keep it simple, we're gonna do max health. So that's going to be so if you go down onto your character sheet, go into this hit dice box, you'll write 5d8.
All of us?
No, I'm just doing Luke right now.
Okay.
Where? Oh, I didn't even
If
see.
you go here.
Hit dice? Okay.
You go into hit dice, and under total. You write 5d8. You have a number of d8, a number of 8-sided dice equal to your level.
Okay, cool.
And then your health is going to be 8 plus your Constitution modifier times 5.
8 Constitution. So 10 plus 5, which is 50. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
How old are you, Richard McMillan? He said that he used to play back in college, so that's cool. We got somebody.
17 years.
Yeah, that's dope.
Wow. What's your Constitution score, Luke?
It would be my Constitution is 15, which +2 is the modifier.
Yeah.
So
okay, just wanted to check.
It would be 50. My health would be 50, right?
Yeah.
Really quick, I want to shout out Gage is actually devoting his YouTube channel over to Dungeons and Dragons, board games, vintage toys and collectibles, and all kinds of cool stuff. So make sure and go subscribe to everybody else's YouTube channels and Instagram. Follow us on TikTok and all over the place. On my channel, on Carl the Crusher, we're going out and investigating stuff like UFO crash sites, really weird petroglyph locations, doing paranormal investigations. We just did a 2-hour-long paranormal investigation of the basement of our house because we just sold it, and a bunch of cool stuff. So make sure and subscribe to everybody and go look us up in our community section on our channel where you can look at our other channels and check us out.
My name on YouTube is just Gage, and exactly how you spell it right here.
Hey, we got your name changed, Sedwig.
There we go.
Nice.
Right there.
Tom the Gamer is asking, how does this game work? That's exactly what we're showing you. We're creating our characters right now as we develop the game. So you actually start from scratch. And just like Gage is teaching us, what we're doing is we roll the dice. It comes up with different numbers. And then we have to, this is like how we test the fates. And whatever numbers roll on the dice, that determines what happens in the game. So right now we're just developing how smart we are, how strong our characters are, how good they are at different abilities. And then we're going to pick what all of our spells and different abilities and weapons are. So right now, today, we're going to just be live streaming for about an hour and coming up with our initial character development. And then off camera, we're going to come up with kind of our weapons and armor and all that. And when we come back for our next live stream, we're totally going to reveal our characters, have character art and animation stuff for you guys to check out what our characters are going to look like. And then we're going to start on an entire adventure as a Crusher crew together as Galactavibe. We're going to have a ton of fun. So
it's going to be, just going to be, it's not going to be tied down to any specific world. I'm going to be pretty much coming up with it as I go. In creating the story as we continue on. I'm not sure if there's going to be a large overarching story yet, but I think there will be. I'm still trying to figure it all out. It's going to be really fun, though. I know that.
There we go.
That looks great, Kyle. Thank you. This is awesome. And then we might even start releasing a lot of this stuff as a podcast once we get into the journey and everything. It'll be really fun. So people will be able to listen to it like a podcast version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
So Kyle, we're gonna do your health next.
Okay.
So in hit dice in that same box, did you see where I pointed to it before?
Oh, where is it?
It's
the bubble kind of right in the middle.
If you look just below temporary hit points, you see a little box.
Dice?
Yeah, right there.
Under total, you're gonna write 5d10. Your hit dice is a 10-sided dice.
Right under or right by it?
Just next to it, just on that line there.
5d.
Going to be using this dice right here as your hit dice, and your health is 10 plus your Constitution modifier times 5. So.
Oh, whoa. So my health is.
So what's your Constitution?
My Constitution, modifier, or just Constitution?
Your modifier.
+2.
Okay, so that's 12 times 5.
12 times 5. 60.
60. There you go.
Cool.
So you have 60 hit points, and then Dad, you have. Let me look. What is your Constitution, Dad?
Let's see. My Constitution is 15 and then +2.
Okay, so your hit dice is a d6. So in the hit dice box, you would write 5d6 under the total. And your health is going to be 6 plus 2.
Where do I write health? Under hit points?
You would write it under the hit point maximum.
And what did you say that would be?
It was 6 plus 2 times 5. So 8 times 5, 40. There you go.
We're gonna have to have a calculator off camera. Otherwise, we're gonna be like.
There's a lot of math in this game. I gotta say, I think I've gotten better at math playing this game.
Definitely.
You get rolling a lot of dice at higher levels. It gets crazy.
I know. I'm always like, so just tell me what to write down, Gage, and then he does it all for me. So Gage is an awesome dungeon master. Okay. We just filmed a video today. And it's almost done editing. It might actually be uploaded to Gage's channel. After you're done here, make sure and go subscribe to check it out because he's starting to show off all of his minifigures and compare the stats. And we just compared like 2 of his favorite minifigures, these giant ones that are really cool, compared to some of the dumbest and funniest ones. And so it's a really cool video. You guys have to go check that out.
Yeah, I'm going to be uploading it pretty much right after this one as soon as possible. It's going to be really fun. It's a really fun video.
He's just got to edit in a little bit of cool music and come up with a thumbnail, and off we go. So.
Yep. Okay, Luke.
Yeah.
Do we want to do proficiencies on stream, or should we move on to character descriptions? We can do all the other mechanical stuff after.
Dad,
what do you think?
I don't care.
Why don't we do this really quick? Can we just like wrap this up by picking some of our weapons and some of our spells and things a little bit, or do we need to be able to really look in the books off camera to kind of do that part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we do that off camera? When we're done with this live stream, we're gonna go through the books, pick out like some of our weapons class, some of our spells and proficiencies, and like how we're dressed. Come up with our way our characters look, and then that'll be like how we launch the next live stream. We're going to show off all of that stuff, and you can see how it all came together. And then we're going to launch into our first adventure. It's going to be really fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
sounds
this is
great.
gonna be fun once we get it all done.
Okay, so let's go 10 more minutes, and we're going to come up with a few more of our stats and round this out, and then off we go.
Alrighty, we're going to look here. What's one more thing that we can do? Let's do you guys want to pick your weapons?
Yeah, let's pick some basic weapons.
All
so
right.
I'm like a dragon, a gold dragon. I'm gonna say I'm like a 7 foot tall dragon.
Ooh.
Dad, you see that knife on your dice rolling camera? You should have like a little tiny dagger like that.
You think?
I have
Yeah.
one too.
To have,
I
like,
think I need like a
cool
wizard
stuff.
staff or something, right?
Yeah. So
I need to
let's
be like,
look here.
what if I had like a staff with like a knife on the end, like a spear?
So
What if I had
in your starting
what is that called? A glaive?
So that would be a spear or a glaive. As a wizard, you don't have you're not as good at using weapons. So I'm looking at your starting equipment here. So you can choose to either have a like a bow staff or a dagger.
Oh, bow staff.
Okay, go ahead and write quarterstaff down. If you go into the attacks and spellcasting box, just in one of the grade.
Just
areas.
right there.
Yeah, quarterstaff. We'll get the mechanical stuff figured out for that.
I'm just gonna abbreviate it here.
And then how do you want to cast your spells, Dad? Do you want to reach like into a component pouch? Like if you were to cast Fireball, do you imagine yourself holding an orb or reaching into a pouch of ingredients and mixing bat guano and sulfur and having it burst into flames? How do you imagine yourself casting spells?
I definitely don't want to like be reaching into a pouch and having to do alchemy. I would much rather have it be like my weapons, so it becomes seamless between hand-to-hand combat and the spell casting.
Okay. So if I could have like a magical staff.
Yeah, like the one behind me right there.
Okay,
right?
Perfect.
Like see that in the corner?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to have your quarterstaff be your spell casting focus. That's what you use to cast your spells through.
Right.
Basically like the wands in Harry Potter. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so
we'll do that.
All right, so that's going to be you. Luke, we'll do you next.
Okay.
Because Kyle is going to get the most stuff.
See, a lot of my weapons are going to be through my animals that I transform into. So
right.
when I want to be
like you can choose
Wolverine,
a shield. Let me see here.
Shifter, Wild Hunt, Werewolf guy. I don't know what. Should I go for like, it'd be cool to do like.
So if you're going to be more focused on transformation, I think it might be a good idea to stay on the defensive while you're not in your animal form. So I would go ahead, if you do a shield, that lets you increase your armor class and it makes you a lot harder to hit. And then you can choose to, let's see, how's your strength? Is your strength high?
My strength is 14.
What's your dexterity?
11.
11, okay.
I got little stats.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So basically, what kind of weapon along with the shield do you imagine yourself carrying?
I'm thinking probably when I'm transforming, the big problem will be long range stuff. So I'll probably want to have like a big bow or a crossbow or something like that. Okay. Because the chances are a bear is not going to be that useful if someone's on top of a tower, you know? So
right. So you'll
it's-
get like long range attacks as a
Yeah.
druid through your spells. So, and since you're a little bit stronger, maybe I would recommend also picking up the quarterstaff, because you'll have a spell that you can use that can empower weapons made out of wood specifically. So
Okay.
if you picked up a quarterstaff as well, that would really help your chances. That, or like a club or something like that.
What character type are you again, Luke?
I am basically
yeah.
a werewolf. Basically.
Oh, dope.
So
Yeah, he's a shifter, more based around like hunting things and
I laugh every time I see his
sniffing them
name.
out.
Sedwig.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, and then what does your druidic focus look like? So instead of having like a magical staff with a crystal on top or something like that, you would have more like think of it like totems or intricately carved wooden staves with charms on them, different things like that. Think more like nature magic.
Okay, cool.
So if you want to start thinking that, I can help.
I will.
Kyle. Okay, Kyle. All right.
Whew.
So here's your thing. You are going to get a lot of like weapons and armor and things like that. So do you want to be using like a sword or a mace or an axe? What kind of weapon do you want to be using?
I'm not sure. Actually, I think a mace would be kind of cool.
Do you want to use a mace? Okay.
Either a mace or like a sword. Something
You
that
can
I
get
can
both.
attack with.
You can get both.
I'll get both.
Okay, so go ahead and add. You're gonna want to keep one hand free so you can cast your spells and stuff. So go ahead and add a long sword and a morning star to your inventory. Long sword and morning star. Let's see. I saw Richard McMillan had a question for me. I didn't get a chance to answer it.
That was, if you could be a character, what character would you be? You're the dungeon master, so you don't actually have a character.
You're more like everything. So I like to describe D&D as a choose-your-own-adventure book that isn't done being written, and it's being written as the characters in the story go along. So I would be the book writer, and then Dad, Carl, Luke, and Kyle would all be the characters in the story, choosing as they go along. But if I were actually playing the game, I think I would want to be like a wizard, probably. Maybe like a transmutation wizard or something like that. More focused on transforming my physiology and different things like that. Really fun.
So if you guys look behind Gage on the shelves, he's got just a few of his minifigures set up there, but he has boxes and boxes of these. And so as we get into playing the game and go on the missions, he's going to actually have the map and the characters and everything in front of him, so that when we switch to this camera view, we'll be able to actually see the map and the characters, and you guys will be able to watch the entire battle take place. It's going to be really awesome.
Yeah, here, I'm going to pull up the map and show you guys, so it'll be really cool. So I pull out this one and unfold it. Drum roll, please.
Is this going to be a map for a first adventure? Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, see, look at that. So that's really cool. So every single one of those squares constitutes 5 feet of movement. And so our characters can only move like a certain distance. And we have to account for that, like a big game of chess, depending on which way we move and use obstacles to stay hidden, or how to sneak up or surprise attack, or to escape. We have to do all of that based on the squares and that grid on the map. And we'll pick a good camera angle so you can see, like from the side, sort of exactly all of that stuff. Yeah. So there's like a huge gargoyle thing. Yeah, put that on there just so you can see the scale. Yeah.
Scale. So
And
you can
just
see this
trust
is a
me,
big
my
guy and
dad's
this is a
not-
little guy.
And
Hold
just
those
trust me,
up
my
to your
dad's not
camera there.
exaggerating.
Yeah.
When he says that's only a few, he's not exaggerating.
Yeah.
I have
At all.
well around 100 at this point. I've been collecting them for a long
It's a
time.
lot.
I know, right? So we're
Right.
gonna get into the mission and we're gonna encounter all kinds of creepy stuff like that and have
A
to
lot
use
of really cool stuff.
yeah, a wizard, a werewolf, and a hobbit. We're gonna go to war. It's gonna be awesome, right?
Sounds like the start to a good joke.
I know. Yeah, we all miss Ginger too. Everybody, yeah, Ginger divorced and left. She's moved on with her life. She's getting her pilot's license and everything. So we're not upset about it. We're happy that she's doing her thing the way that she wants.
Yep.
And that's not always Dungeons and Dragons like us on the Galactavibe Crew. So we're over here doing Galactavibe. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got the
Okay.
map. We've got a sample of how this is going to look as we go into the mission. Let's see. Who are we working on now? Kyle?
I'm trying to think. Okay. I have.
Oh,
He was asking about my staff thing, and I have to have like a totem or something I can use to channel spells. So I was thinking it would be cool if it had something natural, because it says that the way that the staff works, and with me being a druid, it will help me use more woodcrafted tools and weapons. So
Right.
if anyone has ideas for totems, I was thinking it could be like an animal head, like carved out of wood, or it could be something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe your staff could be like a wooden staff with the heads of different animals carved into it, or maybe like
ooh, that's cool.
or animals like swirling up around it or something like that. And then on the tip of the
That'd be
staff
cool.
is different like Lucky Charms, almost like different spices, or like a rabbit's foot, or like a wolf's tooth, things like that. Like you just have little stuff on the end of your staff.
We'll do that, but because I'm a werewolf, I don't want to have anything from. I say I'm a hunter. I was gonna say like dead animals, because like having a wolf's tooth is like kind of messed up, because I'm like a werewolf.
Oh,
but,
right. Okay,
you know,
that's good to think about. Maybe like a feather or just anything like that.
Yeah, we'll just like small stuff like that.
Yeah, small little charms
But
and things like that.
what if it was like my staff was like, it looked like a bunch of the animals I can transform into looked like they're running up the staff to the top, and then at the top can be something like a I don't know, something at the top would be cool.
Maybe it could just be like you know those sticks that like have roots at the top of them that have been like tangled into a knot or something like that.
That's like Gandalf's or whatever.
Gandalf's thing, something like that. So it's twisting up into a root, and it's like the designs of animals running up along it with different charms and stuff based around nature hanging from the top of the staff. That would be really cool.
It would be cool. I'm down. That'd be cool. Yeah, something like that's sick. That is.
And then you could put different things in the top like Gandalf does and add magic and stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
Cool.
All right. Wow, we got a lot of the cool stuff for our characters. We'll have to get the specifics of like how tall you are, what color your eyes are, those kinds of stuff.
Okay, we lost Sedwig.
Oh no.
Where are you, Luke? Okay, guys, we're off to like an awesome start. We're off to a really awesome start here. Playing Dungeons and Dragons. We're off and running, creating our characters. I am a dragon-born gold dragon with a quarterstaff and 40 hit points of health. And we're going to be thrust into a world of beasts that go all the way up to almost like gods. And so it's going to be really crazy.
I think our hit points go from 40, 50, then 60. So minus 50, yours is 40, and Kyle's is 60. So it's pretty.
Gonna be really interesting.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm the strongest and I'm the shortest. Don't judge a book by its cover.
That's true.
Don't underestimate him.
You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Next time we're going to launch off on the mission and the first quest officially of our new Dungeons and Dragons series. You guys got a little taste of us coming up with our characters, helped Luke actually pick his character name and all of this stuff. Gage, we got to come up with something cool for your name. Like, we had 20 Gage and everything, but we don't want to be repeating weapon terms on YouTube because they kind of suppress that on these kinds of channels. So yeah, this is going to be really awesome, you guys. I cannot wait. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.